Oh my god. Hello and welcome back to Trofl HQ, your one-stop shop for wall-to-wall nostalgia. Today, I'm diving into the childhood of our friends across the pond to try a whole range of American candy treats, or sweets as we call them. I've got a full range of stuff to go through. I'm going to be trying them all, giving my honest feedback, deciding what's good and what should never darken our doors ever again. Okay, so we're starting off with sweethearts. Sweethearts? I don't know. They look a little bit like love hearts, but with random phrases on. I suppose love hearts also have random phrases on them as well. But these ones say wise, silly, shy, bold, funky. They also do look a little bit like drugs, I'm not going to lie. Hopefully they don't taste that way. One thing I've noticed about American treats is a lot of boxes, which you don't see in the UK too often. Quite a few of the treats that I've got lined up today are coming in a box similar to this. You just seem to be using a lot more cardboard than we do. I don't know why. Let's have a look. Oh, okay, so it's got a little tab and I can see them in there. They're all already rolling all over the shop. So this one just says art. Ooh, there you go. Art, random. We've got epic, savvy, strong, retro. Right, so we've got to eat the retro one first. Here we go. There she is. Don't smell too bad. One, I shit you not, just says. One just says head. We've got tender. Yeah, they're like love hearts, but with random words. It seems. I don't know if there's any sort of theme on here. What does this one say? Novice. Okay, right. Let's find the retro one. See what these are saying. These really remind me of something. I don't know if it's just those sweets that you'd get in. I don't know. They've got a very distinct flavour, and it's definitely a flavour I recognise. Let's try a purple one. Consistency is a little bit like a love heart. Not weird, chalky sort of texture, but ever so slightly softer. They don't seem to have any distinct flavours. They all seem to taste the same, and that flavour is sugar. So that was definitely lemon, albeit it was giving me more like washing up liquid lemon rather than a tasty fresh lemon that you would want to be eating. So sweethearts, my verdict on those, I definitely think we've got something like this in the UK, or at least we have done. If you ever, I feel like it's something that comes out of a vending machine or some sort of, I don't know, I can't quite pinpoint the flavour, but there are dusty little balls that you can get, and I don't know where you can get them. I don't know when I've had them, but I've definitely had this flavour and this texture before, just not in a thing called sweethearts. Do we need them over in the UK? Probably not. Would I buy them if they were here? No. Am I going to eat them again? No. But good to try it. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Okay, next up, we have got an American classic, Mike and Ike. So Mike and Ike are an American classic, as far as I can tell. Apparently, they're sold in a lot of movie theaters. Interestingly, nobody actually seems to know where the name comes from. Whether apparently it might have been 2 employees. It was picked because they just thought it was catchy. The company themselves have never confirmed. To me, they just look like fruity Tic Tacs, but I'm not actually sure. Like I said, as with all of these, I've never tried them before, so we'll see what they look like and how they taste. Again, another cardboard box, but seems to be a solid packaging choice. So this one has got a little push open tab. Doesn't seem to want to work. God, push to open. Are you sure? I pushed it in, and now I can't get it back out. Right, I'm just going nuclear. Let's just rip the thing open. Right, okay. They're not looking how I expected them to look, but that might also be because I just smashed a few of them. Oh, okay. So these look like, essentially, like long jelly beans. They taste like long jelly beans. The flavours on here are so random. I don't know what flavour that was, but it was super sweet. So that's the flavour list. And some of them are normal, like we've got Caribbean Punch. But then we've got Strawberry Banana. Not sure. Grape Soda, obviously always a great. Paradise Punch. Does that say Kiwi Banana? Kiwi Banana, okay. I need to try that one. Pineapple Banana, a lot of banana combos. Peach Berry, Blue Raspberry, Watermelon, Mango Delight. This is the mega mix, so I think that's why there's a whole range of different random flavours in there. This is either watermelon or kiwi banana. I think it's kiwi banana, but it might be watermelon. It's watermelon. Controversial opinion, but I really hate watermelon. I'm pretty sure that's watermelon as well. What a stupid... Honestly, the worst box. I ended up having to do this to it just to get the things out. Right, I'm pretty sure that this has got to be kiwi banana. Doesn't smell of anything. Yeah. It just tastes like banana. Not gonna lie. Full on banana flavour. Okay. So, Mike and I destroyed the box. I'm gonna say it's just a jelly bean. It's just a long jelly bean, which we don't really need in our lives. I'm gonna say that this is a... The flavours are quite nice, so I'll give this 6 out of 10 for flavour. There's quite a few different flavours in there. They do actually taste of something. Some of them don't quite taste of what they're supposed to do. In terms of it being a novel, interesting snack that we need, no, because we've got jelly beans. So why do we need this stick thing of a jelly bean? So we don't need it in the UK. Don't bother going and getting them. You're not missing out, honestly. Next up is Nickel Nip. Nickel Nip. I'm assuming it's supposed to sound like nickel, like the coin. But yeah, this one I'm most intrigued by because I don't really know what it is. It says bite 'em, chew 'em, bite 'em. Blah, 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 blah. Bite 'em, drink 'em, chew 'em. In the ingredients list, the first ingredient, which is always the biggest ingredient or the most prevalent ingredient in the thing, the first ingredient is refined wax. Yum. Tasty refined wax, and then water, and then corn syrup, and then artificial flavours. So you tell me what it's going to taste like. It's going to taste like artificial wax. I don't know whether I'm looking forward to it or not. I also don't know how I'm going to eat it. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with this. But let's just find out. There's a whole range of them in here, and they just come in these weird little... tiny little bottles that don't look like something that you can eat. Doesn't smell of anything. I feel like I'm going to make a mess with this, and I don't know which end. Like, do I just bite it? It honestly, it just looks like plastic. It looks like a little plastic bottle. You can sort of see the liquid moving around inside, but it doesn't look like something that I'm going to want to eat. Let's have a go. Oh. Right. I don't know if am I supposed to eat that? Right, I don't think the bottle is edible. I think... Do you just spit it out? Okay. What if I just put the whole thing in? Oh my god. Honestly, absolutely vile. I don't really know. It says chew it, but it doesn't... It says chew it, but it doesn't say swallow it. So, I can only assume bite them, drink them, chew them. Peanut free, great. Well, no peanuts in there at least. Soy may be present. What about the fucking wax? What about the wax thing that it's in? I guess you just chew it, get the flavour out, and then what, spit out a chunk of wax? This is the most horrendous, evil thing I've ever... Honestly, whoever invented this, shoot them. Because this is an abomination. This is evil. This is just the worst thing I've ever had in my life. No. I'm going to give it a 1 out of 10. I'm giving it a 1 because I'm going to give it a 0. It doesn't deserve a 1. I'm going to give it a 0 out of 10. Keep this away from me. Don't ever bring this to my country. Don't ever darken this door ever again. Stay away from me. I don't want anything to do with this. Horrible. Horrific. Disgusting. No. Right, next up, hopefully, to clear my palate, we've got Jolly Rancher hard candy. From what I can tell, the UK equivalent of this would be like a glacier, Fox's Glacier mint. Oh, the fruit glaciers. It looks like a boiled sweet, but with some fruit in it. Oh, I'm sniffing it. They're all in packets. But, yeah, there's a whole lot of different flavours. Grape, obviously. First one to pick up. Watermelon. Watermelon does seem to be another US flavour that they absolutely love. We'll go for the American classic, the grape flavour. Tastes like medicine. That could just be the grape, because I picked grape. It might be the flavour of the actual thing. And, yeah. It tastes like cough medicine or something, but in a hard-boiled sweet. Evil. I will try another one, just to make sure that it's not just the grape flavour. Because that was horrendous. Green apple, I'm not really an apple fan. Cherry, right. If I don't like cherry, then we know that these are shit. Doesn't smell like anything. Good start. Okay. That one's alright. So it probably was just the grape flavour that tastes like medicine. You've got blue raspberry, green apple, cherry, grape and watermelon. They're made by Hershey's, obviously. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they be? I didn't know Hershey's made sweets, to be fair. I thought it was just chocolate. I'll be kind to this one. And I'm going to give it... Was it better than the Mike and I? Got a 6. I'll give it a 6 as well. It's probably about on par. They're okay. Some really terrible flavours in there. I'd rather have a glacier fruit than one of these, to be honest. They've probably got more actual fruit in them as well, rather than just additives and preservatives. And 6 out of 10. I think I'm being generous. Next up, now this is a classic in America. It's Swedish fish. So I am expecting big things from this one, because I hear a lot about them. I've seen people eating them on YouTube before, and everyone seems to like them. It's another one with a box. I mean, I don't know if it's just me that I'm an idiot, but they just don't seem to be designed very well. Is that right? Okay, that's the way you open it.
Dumb.
Stupid.
Doesn't really smell of anything. Let's try our first ever little Swedish fish. I don't know if I can call these American, because they're called Swedish fish, right? So they must be at least a little bit Swedish. Made in Canada. Okay. Maybe they're Canadian. Okay, so they are Swedish, and the reason they are fish is because Sweden has a big fishing culture. They do say Swedish in giant letters on the actual fish. I don't know what the flavour is, so this is another thing. Apparently, nobody actually knows what the flavour is, and it's a little bit of a secret. I don't know why you would make your flavour secret, but some people think it's cherry. Other people think it's lingonberry, which is a popular berry in Sweden, which would probably make a little bit more sense. If you've ever been to IKEA and you get the meatballs, it's always got a little side of that lingonberry jam, which is quite nice. These have got a bit of a floral taste, a little bit like roses or something like that. Not amazing. I do like the texture. They're quite a nice texture. Quite soft. Doesn't get stuck in your teeth. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 as well. Do we need them in the UK? Not really. They're not a great flavour. They're not. There's not really too strong of a flavour in there. If these were raspberry, they would hit. Like a raspberry flavour in this, that'd be banging. Whatever mystery flavour this is, it doesn't taste too much. It's a little bit florally. It's not amazing. Nobody's missing out on not having these in their life. Yeah, another average one. Okay, next up, we have got bottle caps. So, I don't know what these are going to taste like, but we used to have some sweets called fizzy jerks, and I feel like these are going to be similar to that. They were in like a little bit of a bottle cappy sort of shape. They were fizzy and a little bit sour. They were good, but then eventually they just pulled them off the market for some reason. So these could be, if you were a big fizzy jerks fan, these could be a good dupe for them, perhaps. I don't know. We'll find out. Another box, of course. No, so they don't look how I was expecting them to look. They look a little bit like the Sweethearts. They look almost exactly like the Sweethearts, but they've just given them a little beveled edge. They just say bottle caps on them. They don't have any random phrases, unfortunately. It's identical. It is identical to a Sweetheart. How they've gotten away with putting something in pretty much the same packaging. Are the flavours? Oh, there's a root beer one. Which one's root beer? So, I tried root beer once as a child. The most disgusting thing I've ever drank in all of my life. Don't understand why anybody would drink it. I just have to distinguish the difference between the root beer and the cola flavour because... Oh, right. I think that was cola. Which means that this might be root beer. Oh no. Oh, I don't know if that was cola or not. Let's try this one. Oh my god. Ugh. Oh. 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 Ugh. That was disgusting. No. Never on your life. Why would someone turn that into a sweet? That was definitely the root beer one. The cola one was even like pretty bad. Oh, I don't even know what it tastes like. Roots? Is that what roots taste like? If so, keep them away from me, Christ. Bottle caps. Notwithstanding, obviously, I've tried the worst flavours, or at least the flavours that I know I'm not going to like. Well, I say that I've tried 3, and I would have thought that I'd like cola. Grape is obviously in there as well. Why wouldn't it be? It's always fucking in there. The root beer was just one of the worst sweets I've ever had in my life. So I'm going to give bottle caps a 3. Partly also because it's just Sweethearts, but with different flavours and slightly different take on the shape. But other than that, same texture. I don't know if I could really have said that they were fizzy. I suppose bottle caps are just like here's a soda flavour of a Sweetheart. That's all I can say about them. I don't even need to look at the box. I know they're made by the same people. It stinks of it. Next up, Laffy Taffy. So this is one that I've heard quite a bit about. It looks like it's just going to be a big Mao one, to be honest. Oh, it's a bit stickier than a Mao one. Not the most ideal shape and packaging for a candy. This one, I don't know if you can get them in other shapes and sizes. Probably this is like stuck to the wrapper. So here we go. I bought a little known flavour of this that Americans don't really like to use too often. It's grape, obviously. It's always grape. A while back I did read a bit of history on this, and it was something to do with there was a year where blackberries or blackcurrants were the harvest was poor, so they started using grape instead, and then they just never turned back. Turn back and get the blackcurrants back on the go, because grape is just, unless it's in wine, grape is such a dead flavour. I might have duped myself here by getting grape because I'm going to give it a low score. I'll be kind and say 5. The flavour's shit. The flavour's not the one at all. Feels like I've been chewing it for an eternity. We've got so many treats like this already. Wham bars, refreshers, fruit salads, loads of other stuff. Marwams, obviously. We don't need any more. We're full of chewy sticks of nonsense. So yeah, 5 out of 10. We don't need it. Don't bring it here ever again. Next up, it's Peeps marshmallows, a butter blue one. If you watched my Easter video, you'd know that I have actually tried these before, and they didn't really taste of anything. But I've not tried this one, and this one is blue, so it could be different. Also, I pressed stop on the camera, and I have already eaten one of them, so I had to re-record this. Now I'm going to pretend like I've not eaten it already. And also, I've got to eat another one, which is another negative thing, because it tasted like shit the first time. And now it's going to taste like shit again. You can see they've got these little brown eyes on. I don't know why they put a face on there, because it's not adding any flavour. It's not really adding any texture. I don't know what it is. It looks like little brown spots of turd or something. It's weird. It's an unnecessary addition. They don't seem to have made them a flavour. Again, I don't know why. You've covered it in blue. Make it blueberry. Why not? I'm going to eat it again. You can tell by my face how much I enjoyed it the first time. So crispy. What did you say? What did you say? Peeps marshmallows. They're quite a nice marshmallowy texture, I'll give them that. But they're too sticky. You get all over your fingers. Like, what's wrong with just a normal marshmallow? Why do you need to make it this sticky and make it bright blue? I'm going to give it a 5. I do feel a little bit bad because I have absolutely roasted every single one of these. But that wasn't my intention. I thought some of them might be nice. But they've all been absolutely disgusting. Well, most of them. Nothing's broke a 6 yet, right? I don't think anything's broke a 6. So maybe the next one will. Next up, it's the Tootsie Roll. So this guy, it doesn't get much more retro than this, because this is 125 years old. They're popular amongst soldiers because they don't melt easily. Now, I don't know whether a food item being popular amongst soldiers is that much of a positive thing, but, you know, each to their own. Named after the inventor's daughter, because that was a nickname. They're described as being a cross between caramel and taffy. So, yeah, I don't know. It feels rock hard. They make 64 million of them per year, so they must be fairly popular. But they look like the branding has never changed on them. I imagine they're popular with like old people, just from looking at them. It looks a little bit like the UK equivalent of like a fudge, like an old person would eat. The branding is so dated. Let's just give it a go. The packaging, just in general, feels like it's just never been changed. It's... They love a little cardboard tray in America, don't they? Here we go. It looks like looks like Mr. Hanky the Christmas poo. Clap your peepers on this. A little poo in a tray. It feels so hard. Like it's, oh. They forgot, when they said it was a cross between caramel and taffy and chocolate, they forgot about the active ingredient, which was dirt. It tastes like mud. Dirt. It tastes like you've just gone outside, got a clump of dirt up, rolled it into a little sausage flavour, rolled it up into a little sausage shape, sprinkled a little bit of chocolate on, and called it a chocolate bar. Or a treat, or candy. Call it something that's not dirt. It's a really dirty flavour to it. If you're American watching this, I'm really sorry. I'm sure there might be some nice flavoured treats out there. And maybe I've just picked the worst ones. But to a man, these have all been crap. Subpar. If this was your childhood, I am sorry, but your childhood was a mess. The thing is, I know what's coming up last as well, which is the next one. I know that I'm not going to like it either. So, yeah. I think Swedish Fish, what did I give Swedish Fish? I must have given it a 6. That was probably about the best of the bad bunch. Mike and Ike, to be fair, Mike and Ike would be good. If jelly beans didn't existed, Mike and Ike would be a good pick. But jelly beans do exist, so we don't need you, Mike. All right. Right, finally, hot tamales. They look like a spicy flavoured Mike and Ike, to be fair, on the box. It's got the same sort of little tubey vibe to it. It's in cardboard again. If there was a blue pill and a red pill, and this was the red pill, I don't care what the blue pill does to me. I'm taking that blue pill because at least I thought it was going to be like a hard thing. So I'm a little bit relieved it's soft, but that might make it worse. I don't know. So without further ado, let's try hot tamale. Oh, fuck hell. Oh. Why do I do this to myself? It can't just be cinnamon in that. No, there's carnauba wax, obviously. There is a little bit of a spicy flavour to it, a little bit of a spicy hint. So it can't just be cinnamon. There must be like a spice in there. Now, you know what? As horrible as it is, and as much as I hated eating it, I'm going to give this, for novelty factor alone, I'll give it a 5. What did I give the Tootsie Roll? Did I give the Tootsie Roll anything? I can't even remember. I don't think I did. Tootsie Roll. Let's go back in time. Tootsie Roll. I'm gonna give a 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. It's pretty miserable. Its flavour is not great. No. In terms of hot tamales, yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5, just purely because I remember when I was a kid, I used to love getting stuff like this, just so you could like in the playground, like proving that you're a tough nut. You know, you'd get the spicy sweets out, wouldn't you? I'm like, oh, you can't eat the spicy sweets, I can. So for that alone, because I know that is all people are buying this for. They're not buying it to eat for pleasure. Nobody's eating these for pleasure. And if you are, prove me wrong. Let me know if you're buying these to just sit there eating them, because if you are, there's something wrong with you. I can't give it higher than a 5. So yeah, 5 out of 10. Right, that's it for today. If you're American and you think I've got anything wrong, please let me know. Or if I just picked the wrong stuff, maybe you've got ideas for other classic American staples that I should have been trying. Give me a shout, or maybe I'll try them in the future. I did try and stay away from any candy that they do sell in the UK, and that's why I got all of these ones. Stuff like Nerds, for example. Like, we have Nerds in the UK. Nerds are decent. So I'll give America that. But all of those things, not on your life will I would be eating any of those again. But anyway, until next time, stay away from wax-covered artificial drinks. But remember, always live in the past.